about some last minute changes in the background. Feel free to get comfortable, get yourself settled, grab a glass of water, get some popcorn ready. We gotta go. right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We got a fun one lined up for you tonight, folks. Tonight, we have a community cast going for Ready Up. And I have received very little information aside from this is going to be friendly and fun, and there's some inside jokes that I've been requested to maintain. So if anything doesn't make sense, it's an inside joke. As we get ready for the first round, we are going to be playing Snow Peak for Map 1. Should be a fantastic time. As we get just a couple more things set up in the background. Excited. I hope you guys are excited as well as we get ready in. Make sure you have everything you need within arm's length. This is about to get hot. Got one more player trickling in as we get ready for Snow Peak. Here we go. Oh, I love this map. Brings back some memories. Snow Peak is a long-range, high engagement time map with a good chunk of cover that is surprisingly effective at being cover. The map is primarily covered in snow, as you would expect, which means body ins and outlines will show much more visibly on certain cover, and with a black background, it does make it a lot harder to see players at range, so that is going to come into play. Another thing to note is because of all the snow everywhere, footsteps do have a different sound. It is going to be slightly more muffled, so being snuck up on is not unheard of on this map. Audio cues are going to be a little skewed, especially with that ice lake. Ice footsteps do make a distinct sound. However, the game does have a nasty habit of just giving random ice audio as ambient noise, which makes sense if you've ever hung out near an icy lake. In this case, though, it can cause some false positives and some false positives that turn out to be real positives, turning out to be false negatives. Yes, it makes sense. No, don't think about it. As we gear up, coming into this first round, the team names, I've been requested to have a little fun with the names, so I'm leaning into it. We're gonna actually pop into the tent. Careful of the jarring visuals. Actually, can I Let's do this. If I do this. Yeah, not jarring at all. Let's go. Looks like all 5 players on each team are ready to go, which means we will be getting into it in just a moment. Here we go. These are exciting times, and I'm glad I happen to be able to cast this, so this should be a good one. So we get ready for it. Ooh, actually, I'm missing one thing. Ooh, my camera's freaking out all over the place. There we go. All right, first round. Here we go. We've nicknamed the team Beauty. Should be the push-up. Early engagements should be coming out here on these lines. I heard audio from Select Pie playing this backside hill. Very meta position for a reason, very strong. Playing the slightly more forward of the 2 options to be able to cover the ice cross instead. Not going to overcommit. Peas is going to take down Pounds. Beautiful shot. Where did Peas get that shot from is the question. We'll come back over here. As shots are going to come from across Ice Lake. There looks like pre-fire coming out towards this back hill. Where these shots coming from? Pounds on Pillbox. Oh, see, this is what we're talking about. The ice gives a lot of ambient audio. Pounds gives a false positive for a body on the ice, but unfortunately there is nobody. It's just, it sounds so similar. The game gives a bunch of false audio for when you're walking across the ice. That sometimes you get away from walking across the ice for free because people assume it's the ambient audio. Shots do come out towards Ring. Ring almost getting his head picked off. Shinobi pushing up mid. He's going to be in a good position. Let's head over there to take a look. Shots come out. Shinobi goes down. I didn't even get an opportunity to look over as he's going to get picked off by Badger. Gets another.
I got one.
2 going down Badger on that far south side. Catches them unawares at Pillbox. PKM in hand. Not as common nowadays since the update that changed the movement speed. However, PKM still has 150 rounds in its magazine. It is no joke. It is a force to be reckoned with. Nolo and Wicked coming up that south side. Nolo's going to have to play it carefully. Badger repositions and Nolo catches him off guard. Badger not using his cover. Getting too comfortable. He's going to get picked off. Nolo getting the kill.
Like the East Hesco wall / fence.
Those call-outs coming out nice. Ringo in position on the guard tower. He's going to catch Nolo. Nolo unable to make cover out of the tree. That's going to be it for him. Rango in position on guard tower. Very powerful. Wicked. Can he shut this down? This is soft cover. He can pre-fire straight through. Is he going to take the guest shot? No, he is not. That could cost him. If Ringo decides to peek at this exact moment, it is going to be lights out for Wicked. We'll be coming back to the action on the far side in just a second, as we do have somebody crossing on Ice Lake now. There it is. Select Pie taking out Ringmaster. Rango peeks up. Wicked's just underneath. Ring goes down to a beautiful grenade. I'm sorry I wasn't able to catch it as Wicked is holding here underneath. I figured this is going to happen anytime. I had to pick 50-50. Rango takes him down, and that's going to be the round. That was, in fact, the audio as that first round goes. Very nicely done. It's been a while since I felt confident enough to use this screen. I always forget to change it back. So if I do forget, just scream at me in the comments. It'll go really well. And if I don't catch on, then retention. It's fine. I'll be happy. I have discovered there is this fantastic feature where my software will warn me when somebody says like my mic is off or we're on the wrong screen. Apparently it gives warnings now. I'll get a direct message, which is very interesting. Didn't know it could do that. Little creeped out, but mostly flattered. Appreciative. And still creeped out a little. As we get ready for the next round, what a fantastic first round. We saw those wide angles really coming into play. Those shots coming out. Let's take a look, actually. Oh, actually, let me get... Oh, I don't have marker for this screen. That's annoying. That makes sense. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I'm still here. Let's get into it. Here we go. Alright, just like that, the round is over. It looks like only one player readied up on that one. We're gonna get a reset. Oh, sorry, 4 players readied up, 1 was missing. We're gonna get a round reset. We'll be getting right back into it immediately. There should be, yeah, there's a little marker floating across the screen. Good. That means things are working. That is a good sign. As we get into round 2. Here we go. Full 5. Far south spawn. This is going to be an explosive start or it's going to take ages. There is no middle ground on this one. Take a look at the positioning. Wicked going out to that back dome. No, he's going to play a little farther forward. Looking for that quick peek. Pounds Shinobi. Pretty standard push. As we see a heavy push in the south. I saw a line for a second. There goes Pounds taking a hit. He's going to start shooting back because he's too caught in the open. Peas is going to take down Pounds. Call-outs come out. He's going to the backside. Quick spawn has been confirmed. Shinobi. Beautiful angle. He's going to overextend, however. He could get caught out. No, he makes it to tank. Badger catches him, though. He's going to take the shot. Great flick from Shinobi. Doesn't go down, but doesn't take a kill in the process. Badger and Rengo both flashed. Select Pie coming up for this swing. He's going to come up the flank. C4 takes 1. He's pushing. Select Pie's on his heels. Trade. I don't think that could have gone better for Shinobi. He was destined to die there, but he does get some serious value out of that with that kill and knock. 2 kills would have made that worth it. 1.5 will take it. As Nolo's on that back line, let's take a look over there. Nolo, guard tower, playing cautious. He's going to have the late angle into Peas and Select Pie. However, or not Select Pie, sorry, Rengo. However, doing so will expose exactly where he's at, and I'm not sure he wants to do that at this current second. We'll come back to this in just a second. Let's take a look at the rest of the push here. We have, it looks like Smith's at Pillbox, so that could end up coming into play. Let's go take a look at Select Pie on this push-up. Select knows he has 4 minutes on the clock and a lot of bodies. It's 4 versus 3 currently for Marsoc. Nolo is going to get exposed to Select. Select takes the shot but misses. Nolo's going to peek out. He's tempting fate. Select Pie misses twice. He's going to back off. Resets in. Nolo, peekaboo again. Fool me once. Shame on me. Fool me 3 times. What are you doing? That's going to be a beautiful pick from Select Pie. So we hear explosives coming out. There goes shots from Pillbox. Ringmaster and Wicked last up on the Volk side. Let's take a look. Rango's in a beautiful position from that far south side. We see the push-up. Ring Monster's going to take Select Pie. Does not get refragged by Rango. Rango trying to get the shots. Ring knows somebody's over there. Wicked, he's pushing up. Swings. Rango's going to punish him for it. Wicked getting too cheeky, too peeky. Ring Monster almost getting grenaded. Luckily, a car saves him. He's going to have the pushback. P's pushing up the mid. Ring extends out. He's going to play it low, however, so he can get the far extend. Peas and Smiths are on his tail coming up that far southwest. They're going to start putting that risk for cap soon. Peas gets the smoke out. Ring is a nice position to be able to stop part of that push, but it's not going to stop everything. Peas is about to come out right behind Ring. Ring doesn't see him. There it is. That's the shot. See Smiths? No, doesn't see Smiths. Smiths is going to go all the way around the back. That's an important pick for the Volk. Rango, his main job is just going to be locking Ring in place. Ring has the back corner to that door. Rango pushing out. Will he see him? There's the barrel. That's the swing, and there it is. Rango finishing off that round. Round 2 goes the way. As we get ready, let's go find the next objective. Well played indeed. Really good last-minute crash position coming out from Volk, turning what is essentially a 2 versus 4 into a 1v2. A bit of an overextend coming out from Wicked, costing them a body that they really couldn't afford to lose that late in the game on Volk. We're going to be going right into the next round. How very interesting. Time to test my drone work here. As we get into it. Here we go. Tunnel objective. Love this one. Marsoc getting the horseshoe spawn. This is going to be aggressive, and it's going to be aggressive fast. Here we go. Horseshoe, push up, Wicked, Ring Monster. Why am I have such difficulty saying the word monster? I always say monster. Muster. Wait, Ring Mustard. It's a Ring Monster. As we see the push up. Ring Monster getting really far in. Wicked as well. Select's gonna punish Ring. Almost feels like Wicked pulled tablet just to confirm that this is the correct objective, because there is not a lot of heavy defense going up. Badger gonna get Smiths in the back by accident. Rango's gonna swing in. Wicked in position off that smoke. They've already got their pre-fire. That's a beautiful flash. No, it's extra smoke. Wicked crosses right in front of Rango. Rango's gonna punish him for it. Could have been, should have been, would have been. Rango's gonna stop that. No amount of util is gonna stop somebody from making that cross without a flash. Oh my goodness. All right, as the dust settles, let's get a lay of the land. Nolo on the south side, Pounds to the, I don't want to say north, to the west. Between the two of them, they have a really bad positioning to be able to support each other. The good news is Volk does have less of a footing now, as we see. All right. I want to take a look at Pounds here on this push-up. He's got Peas behind him. He's going to flash. Good second flash. And he's going to take down Peas, clearing out Horseshoe. Great use of grenade on that push-out. Cleared the other angle that he wasn't watching. Badger is going to finish down Nolo. That's the finish. Now 1v2. Pounds. All on his shoulders. He's waiting for a player to overextend. There it is. Badger goes down to Pounds. Playing patient. He's got 3 minutes and 44 seconds on the clock, and he is about 20 seconds of a sprint away from the uplink. Not even. I'd say 10. This whole cross, if he takes it low and slow, should take no more than 30 seconds. So this is very doable. with this amount of time. Pounds can really take his time and make any decision he likes from here. I'm going to move a little ahead of you, Pounds, just because your legs sticking through your body isn't the most photogenic thing in the world. Look at that. That looks so cool. So tactical. Ignore the crab walk that we're not looking at. Look at that. That's so cool. Ringo is going to hold steady and true. I don't see his laser. It looks like he's not holding the cross. Flashes himself. I wasn't sure if he thought it was a smoke. Pops a smoke, but unfortunately it's too close and does not detonate. They do have a minimum threshold before the smoke will detonate. Ringo, that is a far off position to hold, but it does cover the most common cap spot. Pounds now nading into the north. Ringo's aware of it. He's going to hold this line. There's that laser. Flash comes out. Pounds clears it correctly. Crosses. Oh, that's the back off. Good call. Pounds able to dodge the grenade. He's going to push in. Ringo holding that top line. Another util. Pounds is flashed. Pre-fire. Ringo gonna take that one down. Not blinded in the least. That was... I don't want to know. That was a fantastic play towards the end of that round. A lot of good positioning and decision making off of those util. Unfortunate to not see that smoke come out. That smoke actually would have forced a lot of different counterplay from the defense. Very nicely done, Pounds. That came down to who had util at the end. And unfortunately, Pounds had to burn all of his util to make that push in. And I'm not complaining. That was great usage of utility from both sides. Great pre-fire as well. All right, I'm liking this. We're going right into each round. No delay, no pause. No need to plan. Let's do it. Sorry about the noise. Here we go. Southside spawn. It's going to be a little less aggressive at the start. However, if we see that heavy push-up right here. Ring Monster pushes in. Nolo is going to get taken down along with Ring Monster to Select Pie. Select Pie gets a 2-for-1 and then gets rezzed. Never punished. Great job controlling those long lines. You see those holds. Smokes come out. Oh, that is a perfect smoke from Badger. Wicked, fantastic flash to slow down the push. Give him a chance to rotate to that far side. Unfortunately, Smiths is going to take him down. Wicked does go down. 5 Marsoc up. God of Shinobi, you're the only one left. Help us, Obi-Wan. Beautiful. C4 takes down Peas, but does not finish. God's going to swing in and get Smiths. Unfortunately, overextends and gets taken down by Ringo. 4 bodies up still for the Marsoc push. I can't walk away from this uplink. Pounds. Now rotating up the flank. He's going to take over on Shinobi's body. There is a rule, however, in any FPS game. Never step on your teammate's dead body. You're liable to die to the same person. Pounds should be aware of it. Select Pie going for that flank. They know they have 4 bodies. They might as well. This is a good decision. That's the res for Peas. Peas is just going to rush out into the open. And that's going to be the trade to finish off Snow Peak. Just like that. Honestly, a beautiful play from both teams. Great deal of fun to watch. But it is going to go down 4-0. The scores do not show just how close it was. As we get ready for the next round, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. That is an HE frag coming out from James from Pillbox. Attempts to pick off Aztec. Shots are being fired to pre-fire. Oh my goodness! Would have cleared the farthest right side of Hesco, but not by much. I can't say that was an excellent nade. Dodo and Mattress in the south holding. As shots come out from Nova. Nova's going to get the pick from over here. Pick. Base slapper catching Dodo in red. James goes down to a beautiful nade from Aztec. As Nova is going to take down Base Slapper as a refrag. James now down next to Marksman. Mayhem's last two up. It's gotten very, very quiet. Williams gets flash, counter flash. Texas and Williams both flash. Texas slow pushing. He's going to commit. Swings up. Williams go. Here comes Texas and Mithril Marauder into VR Specialist. They're going to back off. This could be deadly for them if they're not paying attention. Mithril looking at his tablet gets picked. Out so thin, feels so thick, for lack of a better term. You know what? I don't like how I put that. Can I take that back, Internet?
It's too late now.
All right.
Texas makes up special.
Texas left right compared to the last round. Chimichanga has backed off the angle. Specialist now in view. Jimmy, all he has to do is peek out. There he goes. Specialist goes down.
And just moving down South Street. So we'll see how Texas is for that clearing here. See if he's going to use some utility to try and get him out of there.
Specialist has finally decided to peek out of the angle that he has. Gonna catch Texas. He's gonna have the angle now. He's gonna get his own opportunity to take that attempt. Looks like he is running the HK. No. Boom.
Pay for the price, you dance for the devil. Oh, that was free. Contact triple. Hey, down here. First one. On the ground.
He's dead. That's probably she now.
One center apartment. One center warehouse, he's inside.
Beautiful call outs are coming out. Wicked is called out. He's going to push out a bit. Select Pie is going to punish. They own 3-story. 3-story is going to be monumental advantage.
Those are center apartments and hut.
Beautiful calling outs from Ringo. Center Apartments now at risk of dying to 3-story, which means Nolo effectively the only real player that has a positive angle. Let's take a look over there. I'm just curious about how Pounds is playing this. His NVGs on the top of his head blocking his camera angle. Shoutouts to the most recent update.
One's through the pipes.
Pounds does call out pipes, but he can't really commit to too many peaks from too many angles. Select Pie is going to take down Nolo, and there it goes. That is going to be the round. Nicely done. Great callouts and comms. Losing 3-story was in fact very detrimental. For those of you curious, if you'd like to know, the hold on, set a camera there. The flash grenade in Onward has a specific timing to it. It is about 2 seconds of hard blindness and deafness. You cannot see. After those 2 seconds, you begin to regain a foggy vision where you start to see outlines and redness. And then after 5 seconds, your everything is restored and you finally get your audio back. So you get 2 seconds of vision, about a second of moderate vision, and then 5 seconds total of audio that you have shut down the opponents for. So if you know you cannot get to the opponent's position that you flashed within the first 2 seconds, you're liable to get shot on the way in. So taking advantage of the lack of audio to let you get a reposition for free is definitely worth it. Here comes those lines. Ringo, Badger playing it close. We got backside of apartments taking the safe line. And we see 3 going up mid. God of Shinobi's going to take down Ringo. Got a little overextended over to pipes. Smiths is going to tuck in here. Great place to tuck in. Shots coming out from Peas. From 3-story. 3-story currently under control. Wicked does take a hit in the process. Shots are going to come out from Pounds and Nolo. They're going to double team Badger. More shots going off. Take a look over there. What line is all that Yuto going off on? Nolo is going to take down Select Pie. Shots coming out on the far side. Peas is going to take down Ring. All Nolo has to do is turn around, but Pounds is going to clean it up. That's the refrag. 1 player left on defense, and it's Smiths. Smiths released the hounds. That was a terrible Smithers impression. Nolo gonna clean up Smiths and put the defenders down a point. It's gonna be 1-1. It's all right. These team names are silly, but I'm sticking to the bit. You don't believe me? I'll commit. I don't care. I'm for real. I'm for real. All right. Whoa. Sorry, finger slipped. Hopefully nobody gets motion sick as we get ready for the next round. It is going to be the Blue Building. I don't know the official name for this. My call-out's always been Blue Building. You can make fun of me if you want. I do not care. Let's get the uplink. This is going to be exciting times. Here's good. As we get ready for the next round. Not a lot of planning going on. Definitely a friendly game. All right, here we go. No quick spawn on that outside, so we'll see how this gets played out. Normally, there is a quick spawn on the back side of the map here. Nolo watching for it. So for those of you not in the know, there is a spawn right behind here that players have to watch out for those crosses from. Because if you're not ready for it, it can catch you out. Don't be that one guy in pubs that doesn't know that this exists. As we get shots coming out, Smith's first engagement is going to call out, I believe that was Nolo on the cross. So yes, Nolo's position has been called out. They know to watch for a player back there. But the mental aspect of that alone might be worth its weight in gold. If I hit this, yeah, it goes to this expander. Lovely. Badger in position. We got shots fired from Ringo trying to get those picks, or it could be a pre-fire. Was not quite on top of that.
I tried tickling.
They're watching into that far crevice, but it looks like nobody's going to be playing it directly. Closest to it would be God of Shinobi playing the off angle for it. I love that spot so much. Farther back you are from the cover, the bigger your peekage advantage. Shinobi very aware of this. Take a look back here. Got that far line into the crevice. Knows for a fact that nobody's making it past there without his permission. Only thing is, no, he won't be able to. Smiths does take out Nolo, so that is sniper for sniper. Without Nolo on that far side, Volk is going to have a very hard time contesting the beach, and more importantly, preventing those pushes. Right now, the whole team being very cautious, worried about those wide angles, now no longer needs to do so. They might get a little more brave. It looks like this is going to be a war of attrition. Lots of long angles. Both teams more than happy to play it out as marksmen. Take a look at the restore here. Volk is playing very, very tight on uplink, so all this time being spent trying to clear those long lines is going to be time wasted in favor of Volk. So this is going to work out in their favor overall. The only problem is they're not going to be able to get those picks. So late into this round, when the team finally does make it up close, this is going to turn into a free-for-all, and I'm for it. This is going to be a war of attrition. Here comes these pushes at the 2-minute 30 mark. It looks like Marsoc has figured out that nobody has these lines. So they're finally making the catch up, but it's a little too late in the round. They're going to have 2 minutes to get this all done. This is where it's about to get exciting. Wicked does have a nice Wicked line on the front door. That is going to matter. Playing very smart here. Going to watch the side of Beach. Beach not quite going to have enough time unless they wildly rush, what they usually shouldn't do. They're going to respect the defenders and assume that there's going to be players on those far positions. Here it comes. Peas crossing that line. Will Wicked see them? They will not. Does not have that covered. Oof. Jumping back and forth here. Peas now makes it to Nolo's body for the confirmed kill. 4v5. Alright, it's all about to happen. It's all about to happen very soon and very fast. Here we go. Smiths goes down to Wicked. Wicked. Utility. Gonna hard punish a push. Good flash. Counter flash from Wicked. Does not catch himself. He's gonna hold again. Select Pie. Is he gonna hard push? Wicked gets smoked out. He's gonna commit to a little bit harder of a push. Select Pie pre-fires into the cross. Reload. Starts over. Wicked goes down. Select Pie's in on Link. Ring Monster. It's gonna shut him down. Badger now coming in. It's a revolving door. Pre-fires coming out. Badger goes down again. Peas, are you going to be next in the line? It's a conga line on the uplink. Ring Monster's going to push into Peas. There goes another. 3 separate instances of players stepping on each other's bodies. Never step on a dead teammate's body. You'll die to the same person. could not be more personified than right now. Pounds is going to shut down Ring Monster. Ring Monster's been doing too good of a job defending the uplink. Pounds says no more. And there goes the C4 from Shinobi onto Ringo on his previous position. What a C4! Killed by vibes. Sometimes you just get that feeling. You know where they're going to be coming from. What a round. What I tell you, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a whole lot of quiet until suddenly it ain't quiet no more. The hype is real on this one. Both teams neck and neck. This time the scores properly showing that. What a defense. Playing very, very tight on Link, allowing all of the Marsoc to get as far up as they want, but they had to burn a lot of time clearing their way there just to get no potential picks out of it. And then one by one, they push the front door. If you're going to push where a teammate has just gone down, as a general rule, you want to change the situation. So if you're going to push where a teammate went down, you're pushing it with a flash, you're pushing it with a grenade, you're pushing it with a smoke. You're changing it up, because if you just push it raw, odds are whoever just killed your teammate is going to kill you. All right. Not going to be quick spawn going into this one. So let's see. Should be the same spawn. Let's see how this defense plays it out. Peas is going to extend really, really hard. Will he make it? Takes down a drone. I haven't seen a drone in a long time. I miss him. He's going to get into position at a very off angle to shut down the beach. That should be a proper shutdown of beach as long as as long as Peas does not overextend. Nolo's going to take down Smiths. Marsoc is still going to have to worry about Princess Peas. Yes, I'm committing. Nolo takes down Smiths as well. Oh, sorry, that is just the finish. That's just the finish.
Yep.
I saw the kill feed and I got excited. Shots coming out. Peas. He's going to overcommit even further. He needs to get 2 kills off this. Otherwise, it is not going to be worth it for Volk. It's going to give Marsoc the confidence they need to make a hard push, which is not what you want. You want to undermine their confidence, keep them from being able to push up confidently so that they have to take it slowly and waste time when time is a resource. M203 comes out, catches nobody. Peas is in position to shut down Nolo's ability to push the side here. However, if he overextends, Nolo could get a free kill out of it. Nolo in the open. Peas sees him. Nolo sees him. Nolo doesn't see them. Nolo watching the opposite angle. Can't back off because of this. There goes one. Ring Monster goes down. Peas is going to overextend. He's doing it blind. Grenade. There goes Nolo, and there goes the counter grenade.
I saw another one here. Silo.
Peas gets information out at Silo. On top of that, does get 2, so that was in fact worth it. Unfortunately, only burning about a minute of Marsoc's time. Pounds does go for Beach. Now that Pounds has Beach with a good amount of time left, that is going to be huge for Marsoc. Volk needed to have Beach shut down for longer than they did. Now they are open to flank, which means instead of 4 players pushing the front door, Gato Shinobi gets the lick pie. Instead of 4 players pushing the front door, it is going to be 2 players pushing the front door, 1 pushing the side and 1 pushing the back. That is not what you want to be having if you are on Volk.
I killed 1, then y'all killed 2. Then...
Shots come out. Wicked does get traded with Badger. I looked away for a second. That's what I get. So we see Shinobi coming around this far side. And Peas coming around on Beach. Rengo, the lone defender. Here comes the meetup. Pounds and Shinobi can go for a 1-to-1 trade here and still win the round. That's audio. Rengo's got to be aware of it right now. Pre-fire. Making sure they finish those bodies.
There's one top floor, so it's probably by these windows, and there's one on the stairs.
Call out. Pounds pushing in now. Rengo in position to cover that in the smoke. Is he going to swing? Util. He's pushing up to the door. Pounds has gone back outside. Rengo's just holding at the door, I think with a knife? He's in the smoke. Yep. That is devilish, and I love that play. Rengo said, I don't need to stab you, you can stab yourself. Reposition off the flash. Rengo still secure. Now that audio's come back, he's gonna push up. God hears it. I'm gonna call you Shinobi. I don't like using God. That was weird. God is listening. Shinobi is listening. Rengo's gonna push up into him. And there it goes. Shinobi's gonna swing around the corner and clean up. A good attempt from Volk, but at the end of the day, Marsoc is gonna take it. They had enough time to really get into position and do what they wanted to do. Very nicely done. Let's get ready for the next objective. It is going to be center tank building. Love this objective. For those of you just joining in, this is Uplink. We are playing. It is going to be a good time. We've had neck and neck, although the scores have not shown it. Now we've got it flipped around the other way. This is a good one. All right, how do we want to do this? I'm thinking as we get ready. So far, these have been snap rounds. Each team really just immediately starting the moment they get the opportunity. Now it looks like a little more strategizing is coming out as the teams are going to take their time to make some proper decisions instead of relying entirely on instinct. This should be a good one. Here we go. Let's see how they play this defense.
Hey, you dropped this. Hey. Who stole my flashlight?
Gotta love some flashlight plays. The flashlight, one of those cheeky pieces. Shinobi on the cross, takes a hit, drops just in time. Even drops the weapon in the process. Peas and Badger have him locked down. He's managed to stem. He's gonna go for it. He made it. Select Pie, making that cross. Badger taking fire. Takes a hit in the process. Let's get an angle down there. Select Pie, not quite at risk to 3-story just yet. Has made it crossed. Has to worry about Shinobi though on this cross now. Having him in that position on apartment is going to be very difficult for Marsoc. Shots come out. There it is. He's going to take down one. Rengo goes down. Badger needs to watch for that window. He's going to overextend. Badger and Shinobi are going to trade. Shinobi still alive? Question mark? No, it's because it's a trade. Okay, thank goodness. Well, let's take a look at that long cross. We see 3-story. Curious about that angle. No, he's actually pushed up past 3-story now. Right up on Ring Monster to try and crash the uplink a little bit more. Nolo still staying back.
Coming in.
They got Nolo on Overwatch. Wicked and Ring. They have control of objective building. However, this is going to be a little risky as right outside here, things will go down. Bear in mind that on this uplink, once you can drop down through this door and get to these boxes, that is a position you can capture the uplink from. It is quite surprisingly safe if you can clear out the rest. So you will see this used a lot. So this outside cross that Ringmaster is watching, he's only going to have a fraction of a second to react if a player crosses in, and Wicked's going to have to play hard defense on this. So this is going to be interesting. The other option, obviously, pushing through that front for Marsoc, or going for that hard flank, but that's what Ring Monster is going to be really blocking so that Peas can't make this easy cross straight into the rear. So we'll see how this goes. Peas, here he comes. Which angle is he going to take? Looks like he's opting for the stealthy route upstairs. Peas is going to have one shot at this. If he can get past Ring, take out Wicked, and cap before Pounds can cross, he's got a shot. No, he is going to go for front door. That is the safer option, less likely to throw a body away. And on Marsoc, when you've only got 3, that is a good decision. The rest of his team is going to be coming up behind. Here comes Smiths. We got one more unaccounted for on that far side in the form of Select Pie. Select Pie is going to be late to the party, however, if Peas goes a little too quickly. Nolo's angle is going to be questionably able to see him. If Peas gets unlucky here, Peas does make it in. He's going to be playing real slow and real low. Wicked's going to pick him off, however. Played that just about as well as you could or should on the push-up. Just chose a 50-50 on the correct way to enter in. Most likely in that case, waiting for another teammate to maybe take some aggro off or get into position so you can make a joint push would have been pertinent. If Peas had gotten to that position while Smiths was at the doorway to try and cap, Wicked might not have been able to watch his line as efficiently. That being said, hindsight is always 20/20, and we are nothing but vision here. We know and see what they cannot. They don't really get much to work off of. This game is notoriously unforgiving when it comes to that. Select Pie pushes past 3-story now. Luckily, no longer in 3-story as we're a minute on the clock, which means crashing to objective is the call. Having this many bodies watching all the objective lines is going to be very powerful for Volk. This is an uphill battle for Marsoc. They're going to need a lot of utility to be able to clear this out. I just don't think they have enough. Wicked. Great line for that final cross. Will Select Pie be able to pick him off? He may be able to catch him underneath the treads. Flash has come out from Smith. Smith is going to cross. No, he doesn't push off the flash. Select Pie clearing his corners. There goes Pounds. Watch Wicked on the right. Select Pie gets another ring. He's going for cap. 1-1000. 2-1000. No, Nolo's going to come in and shut it down. Smith's pushing in. He's got smoke on Link. He's capping currently. 1-1000. 2-1000. No! Just like that, Nolo's going to shut down both cappers in the nick of time and save the round. That's going to be abandoned. We get to go to a map 3. Unbelievable. What a round. Very well played, both players. Ooh, Subway. Now we're talking. Oh. No. Sorry, you got a little peek behind the curtain there. Normally a little quicker on the draw than that. As we get ready for the next round, we'll be right back. 10 seconds on the clock. That's the util. Flash! Specialist is now blind. He's going to swing it blind, hoping Chimichanga pushes, but there's 9 seconds on the clock. He doesn't have to. He's going to swing around the back, and Chimichanga's going to take down Specialist and clutch up the round.
Myth made an audio cue. Blue now knows he's there.
Yep, there goes Blue peeking out slow. He needs to commit to the swing. He throws the C4. That is an HE frag coming out from James, from Pillbox. Attempts to pick off Aztec. Shots are being fired to pre-fire. Oh my goodness! Would have cleared the farthest right side of Hesco, but not by much. I can't say that was an excellent nade. Dodo and Mattress in the south holding. As shots come out from Nova. Nova is going to get the pick from over here. Pick. Base slap at catching Dodo and Red. James goes down to a beautiful nade from Aztec. As Nova is going to take down Base Slapper as a refrag. James now down next to Marksman. Mayhem's last two up. All right, we're in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be playing on Subway. God, I love this map. Subway should be an interesting one. Very close range quarters map. Lots of CQB, but the map is mid-size. So it's CQB, but with not the insanely short timings that you get on small maps, which is just fantastically fun. A lot of verticality, a lot of repositions, a lot of choices for, a lot of choices for alternate pushes. So this is going to be a good one. Select Pie, pushes Red, heavy commit. That's what I'm curious about. Got those early shots. No, he's not full committing into Red. Peas is that south? He's pushing up south. Okay, so Peas is going to be pre-firing on the heavy commit into south. Catches nobody as nobody's pushed it. We see a full group going into the underground onto Red. Select Pie is going to be this one shutting this down. Flare comes out from Wicked. Nade comes out to clear C4. Catches none. Nolo in position. Select Pie. Beautiful grenade. Catches Nolo. That's the knock.
He's backside. He's in service.
There goes the second. Flash does not connect. Pre-fire comes out from Shinobi in the back line. Select Pie. Fighting 1v5. Pounds pushes up. Very nice.
Anyone else got a nade?
Flash comes out. Catches nobody. Also lands on the tracks. Might have not been able to connect. Second one. Nade. Again in those tracks. Here comes Smits on that far line. He's going to have to put some serious work in a second. Badger gets a Molotov off to try and slow down the push. Gives away exactly where he's at, unfortunately.
One at the back of the far right track.
Shinobi pushes up. That's going to be the call out on Smits. Smits at a high risk. There it goes. He does take down none, unfortunately. Peas is going to be the one that takes down one on the back flank. Lots of Uto coming up from Badger. Peas is coming up that flank right now. Call out comes out. Wicked and Nolo have to reposition and watch their back. They're fighting. Wicked's going to take down Peas. Peas is going to get the knock on Wicked with a grenade, but Nolo's there to res. 4 versus 1, just Rango alive. Rango's got the line. This is looking the way of Marsoc. Rango should not be able to shut down 4 like this. However, he's in a great position not to get capped on, which is fantastic. Knows he's last up. Wicked. Smokes. There goes Rango's line. He's going to swing. There it goes. That is going to be the best case scenario for Volk at this current moment. First round. Very nicely done. As we get ready for the next round. I want to take a look at that again. Nope, that's not. Williams gets flash, counter flash. That's the one I wanted. So much pressure going in on Red Room and only one body to defend it. Textbook push from Pounds. And once Select Pie had gone down, it just gave Marsoc the opportunity to come in and just clean up every defender. They needed a lot more pressure into that red room, just unable to get it. As we get back into it, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Will the Volk be able to contest Red Room with more power this time around? And will we see a similar push? 1, 2, 3 on the push down. 2 going through lanterns to Horseshoe. Here comes Peas. I'm gonna have to catch up a little bit. We see the heavy push from Nolo. Oh, nope. Callouts come out. Nolo in position at red. Peas rotating around. Needs to be careful. Much more reserved push coming out from Marsoc. It's a fantastic call because there was a heavy push coming out from Volk. Shinobi and Nobo have control of Red Room. And Ring just above. This is going to cost them a lot of resources to push. Ring just waiting at the top. Shots come out from Pounds on Select Pie. That's going to be a pick over there. Rotate back in. Peas is going to go down along with Nolo. That is going to be a trade. Shinobi around the corner. He's going to push in to confirm. Has to watch for Smiths in just a second. Rango comes in for the res. That's going to be the res. Peas pushes in. Shinobi. Peas. C4 comes out. Does not connect. Peas commits to the swing up top. This is a game of peekaboo. Shinobi takes down Peas. Just Smith left. That is going to be it. That was very well played. Once again, getting control of that red room is going to be the defining factor there. As we get ready for North Stairs. This objective is Fast and Furious. Ought to be a good one here. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys watching at home, this is your reminder to drink some water. My stream is sponsored by Big Water. The secret they don't want you to know, if you're thirsty, drink water. Alright, we see the push up. We got 1, 2. Oh no! Shinobi's gonna nade himself. No, he's gonna nade Wicked and Ring Monster. I'm not sure how or why that happened. Flashed Rango. He's gonna pre-fire Nolo. Swings and flicks. Rango goes down. Marsoc has full control of North, but they're down a body without having lost any to the defenders. See if they can clean it up. Shinobi did have a frag at one point. Yuto pushes in. Shinobi runs right into the frag. Pre-fires into Peas. Smith swings and he's going to take him down. Pounds is going to take down Smiths. Punish him for overextending. Peas in the back line. Let's see what Peas sees. Yeah. This is what he sees. He's got a perfect view of absolutely nothing. He does have a PKM though, so you don't need to see if you can put enough rounds down range. As Pounds is going to go down to Wicked. That's going to be the trade off of immediate refrag. Molotov going to slow down Marsoc for the smoke to clear. Nolo holding for that back line on P. Select Pie throws a flash. The flash is no good. Here comes the line. Peas goes down to Pounds. Nolo last up. No, Select Pie last up. He just needs to watch that cap spot every once in a while to stop the cap. He's going to commit to the swing and go down, however. And there goes the round Marsoc side. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is North Stairs. Only 2 minutes into the round and everybody's gone. As I'm suspecting, we're going straight into another round. Let's break down this objective just a little bit. North Stairs, very, very well known for its aggression. You'll see often Marsoc sending a great deal of bodies up this north stairwell. The flashes that come out, you will see nades that lob over the top and land here. You will see C4s that do the same thing and land over here. But most importantly, you want to see flashes that will come from here and flash around here or even as far as here. If you can get those flashes off, it'll shut down a huge portion of these zones so that you can make the cross and make your push. As we get ready for the next round, North Stairs, let's see if it's any different. Keep an eye out for those utilities that we pointed out earlier. 1, 2, 3. There goes the nade. It underthrown. There goes the flash on counter. There goes the correct nade, but it's thrown too late at the bad timing. There goes the grenade from teammate, almost killing Nolo. There's the C4 we talked about. C4, a little too early on timing. Looks like Marsoc is taking this one slow to bait all the utility out. Was that every utility that I mentioned? Yeah, that sounds about right. Here comes the nade. Oh, yeah. Oh, it gets stuck. C4, great push out. Badger's going to go down to Badger's going to take down Shinobi for getting cocky and overcommitting. That is a heavy overcommit into the North Stairs. Does confirm, however, that there are players holding this long line. Ring Monster just has to be patient and hope he saved enough util to stop this push. Volk has burned almost all of their early util already, which means if Marsoc has enough juice left in the tank, they can take control of North Stairs, which would be detrimental for the defense, as they have 2 in North and only 1 watching platform. Platform in a very powerful position, however. Peas. Quick peeks. Ring Monster forced to swing. He's going to get refragged. Does take 1 on the way out, though. Beautiful grenade. Doesn't catch anybody. Nolo's going to swing out.
Honest.
That's the refrag. Nolo overcommits. He's going to get a trade. Call-outs coming out from both. Badger's going to finish the kill and then go for Rez. Smith's back up. Wicked. Beautiful grenade. Never mind. That's a flash. Badger's blind. Follow-up grenade catches nobody due to the first flash. But it is going to let Pounds get up into position. Bear in mind, Marsoc still has a player on the platform in the form of Ringo, so having this north push has cleared the way for him. Smiths pre-fires in, but Pounds, Peeker's advantage. Smiths goes down. Pounds is now slow pushing. Badger commits. That's going to be him down as well. Ringo, last up. That is North taking control of. Let's go take a look at Ringo's point of view here. Ringo, now alone. 3 minutes and 20 on the clock is a lot of time, however, especially since he's making a platform push. He might be able to catch Wicked by surprise and force a crash from the final player. If he does not win this, however, this is the clutch or kick moment. Ringo needs to get this in order for this team to stay in. It's all up to Ringo. Can he be the silent force that takes out Wicked, forces the crash, and goes into another round? His audio is going to be a bit of a detriment, as he is going to be heard from second floor once he gets to the platform. Should be right around this point that Wicked and Pounds can hear him. He needs to be deathly quiet now. You could hear a pin drop. Ringo watching a very meta spot on this railway. Needs to clear it before he can make a push-up. He does. Now he's at risk of the corner in the form of Wicked. If he can clear Wicked here, he has a shot to not only force the crash, but potentially, if his cap is fast enough under pressure, get the cap. In this situation, I trust my cap a lot, but honestly, I'd probably go for the pick. Just for consistency's sake, they can't afford to lose this round. Ringo's now at the corner. He has to choose. Is he going to commit or is he going to play it slow? He plays it slow. This could cost him Wicked. He catches it. Util. Smoke. Pounds forced to crush, and now he's memorizing code. Pounds makes it back in time. Pounds forced to check the cap spot, however, so it does give Ringo the opportunity to clear him. That means they are still in this. Gotta love it. These team names are throwing me off. As we get ready for the next round. North Stairs is a very high intensity objective, and it's very utility costly to make that push. You gotta burn a lot to make it in. And then adversely, you have to burn a lot to defend it. So it leaves you very late into the round with not a lot of utility left. Very fun times. As we get ready, it is not North Stairs spawn for Marsoc. So we will see how this plays out. As we hear the push out coming out. Pease is going to push Main Street. Ringo is going to hold off. That's the utility. Perfect timing on the nade for North Stairs. Unfortunately, no one there. Nolo going to take down Smiths. Smiths gets overextended onto the south. South Stairs push. This is not a common push for a couple of reasons. Ring Monster's got a hard push. Ring goes down. Wicked's going to be right behind him. Sorry, I got stuck in the wall. It threw me off for a little bit. Beautiful smokes up South Stairs. You never see this for a very good reason. South Stairs is notoriously hard to push. How am I outside the map again? All right, you know what? This is my view now. As we see the push-up Badger. You know what? This works. This looks great. Wicked's going to go down to Select Pie. So you heard me mention that South Stairs is not a common push. There's a reason. If you can peek over the top of this, you have the height advantage where only a small portion of you is seen. And you get visuals on their feet first, which means the entire rest of their body, you know, the part where they do the shooty part, does not get seen, and instead you can pick them off. The only other option is to lay low and crawl, but if you're going to do that, then you're still at a major disadvantage, because now you're presenting your head first. It is just obscenely difficult to push this section, and you don't see it very often. Pounds is going to take down Badger. Select Pie at the top. They are just throwing bodies at the South Stairs at this point, hoping at least one sticks. You need a lot of utility, coordination, and honestly luck to be able to push South Stairs.
Go back. I got it.
Great call-outs came out for the immediate crash. Speaking of that right there is the value of the South Stairs push, is you hear those call-outs that, hey, they're hard pushing into the south with a lot of bodies. It forces the defenders that are off-link to crash for risk of being capped on if they don't have complete faith that they can hold the line. And that can be valuable for your team to be able to get into a good position. In this case, there was nobody around in position to be able to take advantage of that. As we see, Nolo and Pounds have already repositioned out to the backside of Triple X Stairs, the family-friendly name, and have pushed up. Pounds and Nolo now in a much stronger position overall than South Stairs. South Stairs is a literal uphill battle, so they at least have a shot now. but they have no other team members that can prevent the push-up or pull aggression off. Nolo gonna burn a utility early. Ringo peeks out. Early C4, no bodies nearby. That is a Vibes C4 if I've ever seen one. As we see, here comes the flank. Nolo has to be careful, and he is. P's coming out that far side. Nolo's going to punish him for it. Ringo flashes, catches nobody. 2 versus 2. C4 has already come out from Ringo. Ringo is just going to hold. He's playing the patience game. He needs to get one more pick to make this advantage. That's the flash. Ringo's blind. Tries to play dead, hopes they won't see him. Pounds does catch him off guard. That is going to be it for Ringo. It's just Pounds and Nolo. Select Pie has to defend this or they lose this match. Beautiful flare to get right next to Link, and that's going to be the trade, and there it goes. Marsok's going to take the round. There it goes. Subway. Team Handsome wins. Looks like we're going to Suburbia. I'm not sure if this is a best of 5 or if this is for fun.
It's a new record.
Gotta love Suburbia. This map has been around for quite some time, and this map is a fan favorite. These hedges are all soft covers, so getting shot through them is not uncommon, and players will memorize the early lines they need to shoot to be able to clear those. Let's take a look here on these pushouts. The bird's eye view. Today's bird's eye view is brought to you by food. Hungry, eat food. As we see the wide push, lanes 1 and 2 are about to get real active real soon. Select Pie, nade goes over the top. Wicked does get flashed, and so does Select Pie. No, the flashes go off a little too high. They have a limited dome around them. Let's take a look under lane 1, Smits. In position, Nolo, lane 2. Ringo pushing out that far outside. Nolo's going to take down Smith. Smith looks away at the worst possible time. Nolo is actually playing the Heskos. I love this spot.
There's one close, lane 3.
The peekaboo special. Nolo peekaboos. Ringo does not see it. There's my lasers. I got up so high in the air that I couldn't tell if they were on it or off and pressed the button too many times. Ringo sees Nolo. Nolo playing peekaboo. Whoa, Nolo taking a bullet in the process. Util flashes Ringo. Nolo's going to use it to reposition. 1,000, 2 1,000. Ringo's no longer blind, but he is deaf. There it goes. Textbook use of a flash. The blindness may have worn off, but the fact that Nolo couldn't be heard coming. Shinobi takes down Badger on that far side. Beautiful C4. He's going to take down Select Pie along with him. He's going in hungry. He wants to finish that kill. He's going to go up on Peas. That's the shot. Peas and Shinobi, lots of audio. Shinobi backs off and gets picked.
You pussy, try to kill himself.
And there it is. Nolo's going to take it. As we get ready for the next round. Very nicely done. Absolutely beautiful use of Util on that push. as we get back into it. All right, round 2 Suburbia. Beautiful utility early. Catches nobody, but it's right on point. Peas is going heavy on this commit. Wicked's gonna see him. Should be the call out. He's holding. Nolo's gonna get Select Pie. Shinobi gets Smith. And Wicked gets Peas, but not before getting picked off in the process. That's gonna be a trade. Shots come out from Badger. Gonna take down Ringmaster. 3-2 Marsoc. Take a look at that far side. Nolo on lane 1. He's going to push into Ringo. Ringo takes the shots. Nolo's going to take down Badger. He's going to rotate round. Ringo's backed off. Beautiful flash. Doesn't seem to catch Nolo. Might have caught him. He's going to reflash. Ringo's blind. Nolo has no idea he's there. There goes Ringo like a snake in the grass. Ringo now has to cross back to uplink. Uphill struggle. Shinobi and Pounds on lane 3 and 4. Ringo has to cross all the way back from lane 1 and still hold that angle. He is going to watch the popular cap spot and that back line. His positioning is good as long as he doesn't get flanked. We know for a fact that he cannot, however, he does not. Ringo. He might be setting up shop here. Now he's got to watch for his flank. Too many angles. Pounds pushing up. He's playing it quiet as well. We're going to take a look over at Pounds on lane 3. He's going to be pushing up into position any minute now. Ringo has the line. Will he catch God? He needs to catch Shinobi here on the backside of red. There he is. Shinobi sees him. He backs off. I heard the click. It looks like his gun is not loaded. Pounds is going to punish Ringo off that call out from Shinobi. And that round is going to go the way of Marsoc now. So we get ready for the next uplink. It is going to be Playground. I got so many good memories of Playground. Playgrounds in general and also the uplink playground. Give us a feeling of that childhood wonder as we get ready for the next round. It looks like Marsoc is going to get the north spawn instead of the south spawn on house. Let's see these early lines coming out. Pushes up. Badger not watching edge of house. If Wicked had pushed out, that is going to be, looks like slide. No, he's going to be playing the backside on the pre-fire. Pounds out by Lawnmower. Should be able to catch one out here. It's a very, very powerful spot. Badger's going to take down Nolo. That's the call out. Utility. Wicked throws a great grenade, but it's just not cooked properly. With the right cook, that would have caught Badger and put him on the floor. Wicked pushes up the slide. Badger almost taking a shot in the back. I'm not sure if that was intended for Wicked. Badger on the push-up. This is not ideal for Volk. This kind of a push-up. However, I do see somebody on the south, Ringmonster. Ringmonster needs to be able to shut this down. If Wicked goes down, they're susceptible. Pounds. There he goes, getting that kill from the backside there. Badger getting flashed. Starts pre-firing through the hedges. Does not catch. Wicked's going to play cautious. Wicked holding for Badger. Badger's going to get him. Pounds. Starts shooting at the uplink. Badger's in a dangerous position for Volk. Shinobi is in center house. Badger's going to take down Pounds on the crash. Select is going to take down Shinobi. And there we go. Crash before cap. Volk doing what they need to do to not get capped on. That was high risk. Very nicely done. And we get ready for the next round. These have been back to back to back, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot of planning in between. Just instincts and vibes.
Lulu's gone. He long, he long. I know what it's only made for.
All right. Catching up a surprising amount of icy. Peas is going to go down to Ringo. Rushes right in front of the bullets. No bodies over there, as is going to be the same spawn. Badger pushes out. Select Pie. He's going to hold true. Flash lands very high. The birds have been blinded. Badger is going to push up and take down Wicked. Wicked now downed on lane 3. Smith's going to trade with Ring Monster. Let's take a look at that center here.
So far.
You see Pounds on the push-up. He's going to be the closest to be able to get this res. As Badger pushes up. Badger's going to take down Wicked and confirm. Smiths takes a hit. Shinobi, pre-fire. Badger, pre-fire.
What happened to him?
Shinobi has just become the world's greatest detective. I don't understand that moniker, world's greatest detective. They refer to Batman. I don't think detectives beat people up with their bare hands. I could be mistaken. Also, as a fantastic detective with unlimited means of money at their disposal, you'd think they would have found their parents' killer a lot sooner. Select Pie is going to take down Shinobi, and that is forever going to be stuck in that clip, is me talking about Batman. Badger in position. We have all 5 up on Volk. It's all down to Pounds. Let's get a feeling for what Pounds is going through right now. We're going to step into Pounds' shoes. What if Pounds was one of us? Just a stranger on a bus, trying to make his way home. He's very tucked in on that cross. High risk position to be in if you're on defense, but it does catch players off guard very heavily if you're holding the correct lines. This is going to be the next engagement for sure. He's got a knife out. Planning on throwing it at his opponent. There he is. Slithering. He's going for it. I'm a snake. I'm a peasy snake. Yeah, it's so sneaky, peasy snake. Almost got him. You gotta be quicker than that. Oh, oh.
I'm a snake.
I can't. All right. that right there is the kind of high octane, high level play that you come to expect. That was absolutely critical to the success of that round. And that was what we call optimal gameplay. That right there is a highlight reel.
I think Firestone's pretty damn good caster, ain't he?
Yeah, he is. I like him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. One of the
My ears are burning.
for sure.
Aw, those are kind words. As we see the push-up from Smiths. He's going to get that early angle. Pounds almost getting picked in the process. It's a war zone out here. We got grenades going off everywhere. Mortar fire. Ring Monster pushes up. He's going to commit. Smith's going to swing. That's a trade. Unbelievable. Smiths is down on lane 1 as Wicked's going to take down Badger. Pounds right up front. Rango's going to take down Wicked. Can he go back for that res? Pounds. I've said it before. I love this spot. You get your own camera, Pounds. Shinobi's going to take down Rango on this far side. Peas. Here comes the push out. Beautiful utility. That catches him completely off guard. He's going for it. That right there is the second knife of Suburbia. Flashlight on a pistol is all Peas is running here. Not sure what the plan is, but Pounds is by himself. Forgot you had your own dedicated camera. Pounds. Peekaboo is very strong. Keeps him from getting killed. He's gonna finish. He's gonna take Select Pie in response. That is the power of the Peekaboo, as he's gonna go and overextend into Rango. Rango's gonna finish him off. And that is gonna be Marsoc. Could have been a cap if they're not careful from Pounds' position. What a round. Alright, we gotta take it. Peas is on a knifing rampage, flashes Shinobi, and comes around the back. Second one of the game. Unbelievable. As we get ready for potentially the last round. Same spawn. Let's see what's different. Alright, I'll try not to miss any of the crazy util that comes out here. It is a 4v5 at this point.
But I didn't think they were the best team.
Pounds, util. Doesn't catch Peas. The timing's off. Peas makes it past. Into Ring Monster. He's going to stay low. No. 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 You don't get to do it again. Wicked's going to push around the back. If Peas isn't careful about his turn, he could end up exposing himself. Wicked right behind. Peas. He's going to let him by. Peas. Flash 1. Flash 2. He's going for it. What is this man on? Trade comes out. Wicked able to call out that there's nobody left on that last link cross. Badger holding it down. Pounds needs to clear Badger before he can get the res. He does. Pounds does get potentially flashed in response. Shinobi and Pounds have full control of lane 2. Take it back. Just Pounds has control of lane 2. Shinobi goes down to Ringo. Select Pie crossing around that lane 1. Pounds collecting supplies, getting ready. Needs to be careful of Select Pie on this cross to try and pick up Wicked. Util Oh, beautiful grenade and timed so that he can cross safely. That was perfectly done. Wicked pushes out. He's going to take down Select Pie. That's already value. Ringo, last up. Wicked almost goes down to Ringo. Ringo holding a beautiful angle. Pound's going to lock him down along with Wicked. Just a spray of bullets. Pounds trying to shoot through, but it's hard cover. There it goes. 3-3. Now we're talking. Very nicely done. Center house to finish it all. God, I love this objective. All right. Here and here. Let's do it. Here comes the push. Here comes the grenades. Here come the flashes. And here comes the pain. Heavy push 4, going center. Smith's into lane 3. There's the grenades. 1, lands on roof. 2, falls short, was not cooked properly. Badger does take a hit from it, however. Pease is on second floor. Shinobi just barely stops him. Extreme gunfire going off. Pandemonium, chaos, cats and dogs living together. That's somebody on Link right now. Did he get picked off just now? He sure did. Pounds saving from the cap. 1 defender left, and it's Pounds. He's got to cross into Link. Excellent work. He's going to clear the bodies. Select Pie around the backside. And that is going to be it as Select Pie does clear out Pounds. That is going to be the game. GG. Well played, both teams. Thank you guys so much. Oh no, I didn't change screens. That round was over so fast, I didn't get a chance. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We'll be right back. Swings up. Williams go. Here comes Texas and Mithril Marauder into VR Specialist. They're going to back off. This could be deadly for them if they're not paying attention. Mithril, looking at his tablet, gets picked. Out so thin, feels so thick, for lack of a better term. You know what? I don't like how I put that. Can I take that back, Internet?
It's too late now.
All right.
Texas makes up special.
Texas left, right. Compared to the last round, Chimichanga has backed off the angle. Specialist now in view. Jimmy, all he has to do is peek out. There he goes. Specialist goes down.
And just moving down South Street. So we'll see how Texas is for that clearing here. See if he's going to use some utility to try and get him out
Specialist has finally decided to peek out of the angle that he has. Gonna catch Texas. He's going to have the angle now. He's going to get his own opportunity to take that attempt. Looks like he is running the HK. No. Boom. Specialist going to take down Mason as well.
I'm done. I have no idea where from.
Seconds on the clock. That's the util. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We had it for fun in Suburbia. It looks like the last round. Great blast from both teams. Some fun clips out of there. I'm glad I was able to capture those moments on camera for the fun of it. That is going to be the end of the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Ready Up for organizing this and letting me in to kind of cover for you guys. It was a great deal of fun, and I look forward to more. You guys have a fantastic night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.